The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing against the Dallas Mavericks. Well, for the Mavericks, they've gone 4-1 over the last 5, playing pretty well, and they're looking to build on that tonight. And you often hear about the on-court intensity of some of the all-time greats, guys like Kobe and Jordan, but they'll tell you that Russell Westbrook has that same edge to his game. Guys, how does that work to his advantage?
He's always had the utmost confidence in himself. It bleeds out of him. You see the confidence. And in any question that you had about his leadership has been answered right now.
I agree with that. And one thing I like about his game is he looks for a way to take over the game from start to finish.
And he's made popular a new statistical category.
Which is?
Triple Russells.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, I like that, Ernie. You got
mine.
2 of them, right?
I stole it from someone.
But that's okay. It sounds better coming out of your mouth.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
It's a Western Conference battle here at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas, as the Mavericks look to work the home court advantage. We're all set to bring you NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony. We'll be catching up in a bit from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. This road trip for the Thunder kicking things off here in this one. Looking at their performance last year, they're about where you'd expect them to be, guys. They'd like to take that next step in a positive direction here, Steve, with a win.
And this is a team they'll see a lot of, 4 times total this season. The first game went their way. We'll see if they can push it to a 2-0 lead tonight.
Yeah, getting the W in this second one would send a clear message about the dominance they expect to have in the matchup.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, we all know how hard Russell Westbrook plays every night. Coach Billy Donovan said he plays with such force and passion. He gets so intense, so competitive, so emotional, but he's doing a good job of bringing himself back together and understanding there's other guys out there depending on him. Kevin?
And that's how Russ has always been, D.A., a high-motor player who leaves it all out on the floor. So, Doris, already some interesting stories this year, and we've only just started. What's impressing you so far?
Well, I think, Kevin, we're always a little bit surprised for a couple of clubs that we had low expectations of. They've come out surprisingly strong, and conversely, a couple of favorites who are showing perhaps some unforeseen signs of weakness. Can they pull themselves back together? We'll see.
And it's the Mavericks to start out. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So for Oklahoma City right now, Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Anthony out there with Paul George, and it's Adams in at the center position. Matthews, no good. Dallas on defense. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, tough place to play on the road, and you just saw...
Creative display by Harrison Barnes in your face. Take that.
Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Outside, George pass to Adams. And it's Anthony at the elbow. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. About 1 minute into the first quarter. Outside Matthews. From downtown. Up again. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Don't you love how Noel just sticks with it? Never gives up on the possession, working really hard for his guys.
Adams with the screen on Barnes. Here's George. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Dirk Nowitzki picks up that one.
Well, when Paul George announced this summer that he intended to leave for the Lakers when the contract ran out, you knew what was coming. Even as a rental possibility, the suitors lined up, and eventually the price was paid, and now George finds himself in a Thunder uniform.
Throw good, Paul George. And to many, the Thunder came out of nowhere to land George in that trade.
You know, most thought Cleveland or maybe Boston were the front runners for his services, but the Thunder snuck in and made their team a two-star squad once again. Very interesting to see how far the duo of Westbrook and George can go.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
And Paul George kind of made it known of his desire to leave for LA after this season, but big risk for the Thunder to make that move and trade for him.
Smith sets the pick for Barnes. Down low, out to Smith, fires from deep. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Smith's got his first 3 points of the game.
Nowitzki just so unselfish. When he sees the teammate wide open, doesn't take long to zip that pass right in the pocket.
Here's George. Mavericks with the rebound. And for Paul George, who knows what the future holds for him, but Greg, he is a great fit, it would seem, for the Thunder.
Listen, you give the Thunder another star to pair with Westbrook, and they're taking a leap of faith here with George.
At 7 feet tall, Nowitzki needs just a touch of space for the dunk. Really like to see him finish it strong.
Robertson dishes to Westbrook. Over Smith. Almost, but it rolls out.
Maybe not that time, but he'll hit more than his share if he's left open.
Matthews passes to Smith. Back to Matthews. Got a piece of it. Here's Robertson. Goes back up. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
Yeah, slow start right now. 5 straight misses to get this one going.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. So many great point guards in this year's draft. Greg, what stands out to you about North Carolina State's Dennis Smith?
Well, I think he's the best athlete of them all. A terror off the bounce, great toughness, and he's drawn some comparison to Stevie Francis when you talk about his bounce and physicality.
First one falls for him.
And when you look at Dennis Smith Jr., you aren't blown away by the physicality at first, but he's incredibly gifted for a player his size. Great speed and quickness to blow by defenders.
Both free throws good from Smith. And with Dennis Smith, it isn't just burst of speed, it's his play in the open floor and Greg running end to end, which is phenomenal.
Yeah, he also just jumps and finishes at the rim like a shooting guard. He's only probably 6'2", 6'3", but he gets up in the air like a wing player. He's a lot like Derrick Rose was when he burst on the scene.
There's a screen by Noel. Smith kicks to Noel. Wesley Matthews on the wing. An 11-point game for him in the win against Memphis. Pass to Nowitzki. 5 on the clock. That shot off. Anthony with the defensive effort. And Robertson kicks to Adams. Unable to get that one. And the Mavericks going the other way now. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
And offensively, that night, it seemed like anytime they took 1 step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. Really difficult to win that way. I'll tell you, you're not going to find a much more confident basketball player. He always believes the points are going to come.
Now Smith. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. The kick out to Barnes. Barnes with another miss. Thunder trailing by 5. Westbrook dishes to George. Oh, that's blocked.
Exceptional defense from Wes Matthews. This is one of the best defenders in the game.
Dallas has gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Smith the pass to Matthews. Nowitzki outside. Dallas again missing. Nowitzki's gone 1 of 3 on the night. Westbrook kicks to Adams. And Westbrook, here we go, lays it up and banks it in. Westbrook's got his first points of the night.
Very hard to match the speed of Russell Westbrook. He's got change of speed and blow-by ability.
And here's Smith. He has 5. Nowitzki a screen. Floats one, and it's sent back by George.
Paul George, tremendous vertical, Kevin. How fast does he get off his feet?
George missing again.
Well, despite his struggles from the field in this period, you know he's going to keep asking for the basketball.
They need this one, and Anthony sends it back. Outside, George. He dishes it to Westbrook. Over Smith. Westbrook missing again. Mavericks leading by 3. Here's Barnes. A reverse, and it's good on the layup. Barnes has got his second basket of the night.
Well, for some reason, no one accounting for Barnes on the offensive glass, and that cost them.
Westbrook against Smith. Westbrook drives in. Outside Anthony. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Matthews has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Smith, it's deflected. Smith against Westbrook. Here's Adams. Mavericks with the rebound.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And the Thunder with some changes. Barea against Felton. And they call an illegal screen here. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Mavericks.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. From deep. Barea, no good. Thunder trailing by 5. And the Mavericks, one of the more forward-thinking franchises in the NBA. They were among the first, Doris, to embrace analytics.
Well, listen, this is an organization that ownership has a background in technology, so it makes sense for them to grasp onto those analytics. But for me, it's about combining that with the fierce competitiveness and a team hungry to find every edge.
Oklahoma City's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Collison with a screen on Barea. Felton dishes to Collison. Eustace kicks to Patterson. The pass to Eustace. They shoot again. Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got his first bucket in this one.
Well, you have to get something out of that possession, and thanks to Patterson's work on the glass, heads-up play to score that.
There's a screen. Now here's Barea. He's guarded closely. A floater rejected by Collison. And the basket good by Mejri. Here's Felton looking for his first basket still in this one. Out to the right wing. Abrinas kicks to Felton. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Patterson, the screen. Here's Eustace to the right side. Lock at 6. Abrinas with the bucket.
I'll tell you, that's nice work, right? You move, you get into space on the perimeter, and you knock down the 3.
Passes it to Mejri. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Mejri's got his second bucket of the night. Looking at the last game for the Oklahoma City Thunder, it was a loss to the Detroit Pistons.
And really, I thought what was the difference in that game? Offensive rebounding, or the lack thereof. A lot of one-and-dones in that game.
You know, if you're going to create more points, you need to create extra possessions. And getting wiped out on the boards kept that from happening.
The Mavericks leading. Curry with it. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Barea with a wide open look. They grab their own miss. Curry passes to Mejri. That one rolling around and rims out. On offense, here are the Thunder. They're on a 14-6 run. Left side, Collison. And here's Felton from the arc. Here's Patterson. Got a piece of it.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks. Rises up and sends it back.
Outside Curry. Dishes it to Powell. Pass to Mejri. Here's Finney-Smith. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 5 from three-point land here in the first quarter. And Felton is up top, guarded by Barea. For 3, Raymond Felton, and that's good. Felton has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Curry dishes to Powell. Mejri kicks to Powell. Now that we have a second, take a look at the teams that have scored the most points off turnovers over the last 10 games. Second, the Thunder.
Just a terrific job over this stretch of forcing turnovers and capitalizing. They'd love to continue that trend.
It's his first trip to the line.
And the free throws have been dropping for him at a rate of about 77% on the season.
And he makes the first. Doors with every team looking to spread the floor, get that space. Most big men are being asked to increase their range. Is the practice time going into that taking away from working, for instance, on other fundamentals that a big guy should be working on?
Here's how you know this is for real. When you hear Dwight Howard talking about the fact that this guy is going to spend an entire summer trying to develop the range because he wants to extend his playing career.
Sure.
Dwight Howard at one time was the single most dominant back to the basket, low post center. They surrounded him with shooters. They put him in pick and roll, and he was an absolute monster. You know what? I don't know if it'll take away from the other fundamentals for the center. I do know that the role of center has drastically changed in the NBA.
They get the rebound. A nice shot by Collison.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Barea kicks to Finney-Smith. There's the pick. And there's the feed to Powell. Outside Curry. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Count it.
Yeah, the assist has to go to the screen on that play. Gave him all the room he needed to rise and fire.
Felton the pass to Patterson. Patterson the screen. In the corner, it's Felton. Left side, Collison. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Mejri's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Now here's Curry. Kicks to Barea, expanding his range. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
No, play a game of deep ball. I like it. Barea improved his range over these years.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Mavericks lead by 3. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And Dirk Nowitzki steadily climbing the all-time scoring rankings. He talked about the remarkable journey of his long and illustrious career.
When I first got here, my first year was so tough that I didn't really know that I can make it in this league. To be named with all these names is an unbelievable honor, and it's been a crazy ride.
Dirk has proven himself through the test of time. As tough as it may have been back in his rookie year, he overcame those obstacles to become this elite NBA player destined for the Hall of Fame.
And people do talk about players being a Dirk Nowitzki type. You're right about that. And that's a type any team would like to have. One of the greatest power forwards in the NBA's history.
And we got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Not at all. Every time they get the ball, they're looking to burn the defense in transition.
Measuring is out there with Dwight Powell. Then it's Curry. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3. So that's who Dallas starts the second with. Barea against Felton. Barea kicks to Finney-Smith. Now here's Barea. He's tightly guarded. 5 to shoot. There's the triple. Another 3 for Dallas.
The thing about Powell, when he's setting that pick, you have to watch for him as the roller, which helps the ball handler create even more space for the shot.
Felton against Barea. And Patterson kicks to Abrinas. Here's Eustis. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Boy, guys, how about the offseason the Oklahoma City Thunder had? The acquisition of Paul George, one of the elite two-way players in the game, now playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Look out, everybody.
Free throw missing. For the Mavericks, 16 consecutive years of 500 basketball or better coming to an end last season, unfortunately for them.
Yeah, it was the beginning of a rebuild. The first time in a long time for the Mavs, and they waived some of their veterans to free up space and court time to further develop those young players. And with how competitive this organization is, they'll do everything they can to get back in contention to try to send Dirk out on a high note.
Here's Barea inside. Here's Powell. Score the basket. Nice shot after missing his first attempt.
You love how Powell goes to work on the block, muscles his way to establish himself and deliver.
Barea against Felton. Pass to Eustis. And there's the pass to Abrinas. No good with the triple. Mavericks leading by 5. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, Rick Carlisle is one of the most respected head coaches in the league, especially for his X's and O's. But Bucks coach Jason Kidd, who played for Carlisle, praised his disposition. He's never up and never down, Kidd said. There's no panic in him. He gives you that sense of security to go out there and make a play. Kevin?
Gotta love Coach Carlisle, D.A., an even-keel guy who places a lot of trust in his players. Here's Barea. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. Now, well over a decade in the NBA for the terrific J.J. Barea. Undrafted, as you know, Doris, out of Northeastern.
Yes, but he can say he's an NBA champion. Of course, the majority of his seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, as was that Title I back in 2011. Listen, there might be a foot of difference in height between he and partner Dirk Nowitzki, but their games have really meshed well.
And that one misses.
And you never doubt this guy's enthusiasm or his love for the game of basketball. To me, it's what makes Barea the kind of guy you root for.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Nerlens Noel checks in for Measury. Nowitzki comes in for Dwight Powell. Barnes, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And Smith subbed in for Curry. And he sinks the second. And Doris, so many great point guards in the league. In fact, a number of stars at that position. You see them every night, but who are some of the floor generals that maybe don't get the headlines? More of the underrated portion.
I think the single most consistently underrated point guard, though certainly not by the contract extension he most recently signed, would be Mike Conley. This guy for the Memphis Grizzlies. Some guys just fit in the systems and the cities and the organizations for whom they play, and I would say Mike Conley, ability to run the team, ability to make the three-point shot, to make the players around him better. He comes to mind. Kemba Walker in Charlotte is a guy who, once they consistently start to make the playoffs as an undersized point guard, I think you could see him start to grow in reputation. And Isaiah Thomas, who launched himself for stretches into the MVP conversation. Interestingly, Kevin, what do all three have in common? A little bit undersized in today's NBA.
And can you believe Conley has never been an all-star, as good as he is?
Cannot believe that. No, and you've had his teammates make it, Marc Gasol most notably. I know that Marc Gasol would love to see Mike Conley next to him in an all-star uniform.
Mavericks making a switch here. Matthews is checked in. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Nowitzki a screen. Smith dishes to Noel. Back to Smith. Feeds it to Barnes. 4 on the clock. Over George. Dallas again missing. Thunder trailing by 3. And finished off by Westbrook.
The absolute ferocity from Russell Westbrook. The rim. My goodness, how you feeling?
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Smith, the pass to Matthews. Nowitzki a screen. Off the screen. It's hauled in by Paul George.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
Well, you know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
And Matthews kicks to Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Back to Matthews. A 3-ball. And it's Matthews again missing. Oklahoma City has gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And they take the lead. Anthony's got his first points of the night.
Now, just such a high percentage look, but with Melo, it's almost just a given. Tough to stop.
The Mavericks trailing. Now Smith. 5 points in the game. There's a screen by Noel. Here's Barnes, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
Just great use of the rim to shield the defender from the ball and finish on the reverse.
And Harrison Barnes, just a tremendous athlete at that small forward position. I think his strength enables him to guard up and hold his own against power forwards, and coaches love that versatility.
One shot, gentlemen.
And Greg, you look at the versatility of Barnes. He can defend, I think, 3 positions.
And that's what the league is all about now. Switching on picks, much more popular. And with an all-around solid defender like Barnes, it doesn't uncover mismatches.
Well, Kevin, you have got to have the right focus and the right reads in the pick and roll. And Paul George making all the right decisions right now, slicing up the defense.
They set the pick. Nowitzki a screen. The drive by Smith. It's blocked. They get it back, and that one drops. And so here is Oklahoma City, trailing by 2. They get to take on the Magic at Orlando after this one. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Westbrook. Lays it up off the glass. Westbrook's got 6 points.
I like to watch Russell Westbrook go to work. This guy on the block, such an efficient scorer.
Smith against Westbrook. And here's Smith. He has 5. Shot clock at 5. Charity stripe shot. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron.
Kevin, I don't think the defense can do much about that. Tremendous concentration by Wes Matthews on that jumper.
Lob pass to George, and stolen by Barnes. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Here's Smith, and it's slammed in by Smith.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Thunder trailing by 4. There's the dish to Robertson. They set the pick, and Adams kicks to Westbrook. Unloads from 9 and off the front iron, and in it goes. Westbrook's got 6 here in this quarter.
Boy, his shot looks so much more fluid this quarter, hitting at a much better clip.
Here's Smith. Smith missing again.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Robertson can't hit.
Well, that's the shot they want. He always has the green light when he's that open. Boy, one miss isn't going to change that.
Matthews. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Westbrook drives in, and the dunk by Westbrook.
You get the sense that Russell Westbrook relishes contact. He is so physically strong.
For Dallas, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. Smith dishes to Barnes. Matthews sets a screen for Barnes. Nowitzki kicks to Smith. That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Steven Adams. He's averaging 10 points a game, 15 rebounds, and almost 2.5 blocks. And on both ends of the floor, he's a guy they look for to take up space inside.
Well, certainly with the rebounding, with the ability to block shots, basically he does all the dirty work, so the other guys can look pretty.
6 to shoot. Nowitzki with the screen on George. Here's Barnes.
Well, we call that defensive chops, right? Paul George is draped all over his man. He will not give up anything easy.
And Adams with the slam.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Yeah, he saw he had a huge opportunity to help his team. Score is tight-knit, and he comes through.
No good on the shot. Excellent D there from George.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
Well, you talk about the very definition of what a defensive specialist is, Doris, and that is Andre Robertson.
Right. What you love about Robertson is he can match up with multiple positions on the defensive end. One thing you worry about, obviously, is teams when he is on the offensive end, they're going to give him a lot of shots because he's yet to prove he can consistently knock those down.
He misses the free throw. course, I didn't know this. You grew up the youngest of 8 children. In what way, if any, did that help you develop the competitive edge you've been known for throughout your terrific career?
You know, I had 4 older brothers, and we played sports my entire life. I picked up the game of basketball at 7, and if you didn't have a little toughness with 4 brothers trying to compete against them, you were going to be in some trouble. So this game has been absolutely great to me.
And I'm sure you remember the first time you picked up a basketball and dribbled a basketball.
No question about it, Kevin. 7 years old, running through some hedges like I was coming out of a locker room with the special.
Matthews passes to Powell. Outside Matthews. Powell with the screen. The 3. And Wesley Matthews with the 3. Matthews has got 7 points here in this quarter.
You know, rough start for him, but he seems to have turned the corner here in the second period.
Outside Felton. He kicks it to Robertson over Barnes. And he overshot that one, missing.
Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Yeah, that's not a good example right there. You could have worked it around to get a better opportunity.
Curry with it. And the call will be against Alex Abrinas. That is his first foul of the game. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Dallas. Barea comes in for Wesley Matthews. And then for Oklahoma City, Collison comes in for Adams. And Houston subbed in for Roberson. We've got 1:55 left to play here in the second quarter.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Well, if he wasn't there, that shot's going in. Love the effort on the defensive end.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Barea. He had 13 points in the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis. Curry kicks to Measuring. Here's Finney-Smith. No good on the triple. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. And it's Abrinas in the corner. Off target from outside.
Well, I'll tell you, still looking for that first 3 of the second quarter. He had one to open this game in the first.
A nice shot by Barea.
I'll tell you, don't let the diminutive size fool you. This guy is not intimidated and can get his shot in the painted area.
Felton dishes to Patterson. Back to Felton. Shoots over Barea. Raymond Felton again. Felton's got the game tied up here for the Thunder.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Curry kicks to Measuring. He's off on that one. Now Oklahoma City takes it the other way.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far. And just a great second quarter for them after such a difficult first, bringing that field goal percentage up from below 30 and now with the lead.
Now here's Curry. They set the screen. Now Barea. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. New Orleans, you guys had a tough time stopping their offense in the first half. What do you have to do differently?
You know, we got to protect the paint. They getting way too many easy baskets. You know, that's us communication on front and the post and, you know, just communicating a lot more.
We'll see if those changes stick. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And an exciting first half indeed. Welcome back. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Kenny, the Jet, Smith, and Shaq, the Eel, O'Neal. A competitive matchup for Oklahoma City in the first quarter. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and at the end of the period, they had a slight deficit of 3 points. They look like a more focused team in the second quarter, and what was an early deficit for them has turned into a 3-point lead at the break. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
And Shaq, what did you see from Dallas?
Well, they could be ahead in this game if they were taking care of the boards. More possession means more scoring opportunities. Few rebounds either way could decide the outcome of the game. Ultimately, this game will come down to who wants it more.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
The skyline of Dallas illuminating the night sky as we welcome you back to the Lone Star State. Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Russell Westbrook really making a difference here.
Yeah, the first half, what a thing of beauty. He was just living in the lane.
How special is it, Greg, to watch a guy who's able to get into the paint with speed and consistency? They cannot let him get inside like that.
The Thunder leading by 3, and on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. Paul George is out there with Anthony, and it's Adams in at the center. You look at the success that Coach Billy Donovan has had both at the college level at Florida and his first few years in the NBA at Oklahoma City. Doris, he very much feels at home in playoff and pressure situations.
Well, certainly Billy D has a lot of experience managing a team in a postseason setting. This is a guy who always tinkers during the regular season to find different angles to help his guys. Billy Donovan, one of those guys increasingly who you don't want to see in a 7-game series.
And the dunk by Westbrook.
Fruitful possession, just doing what they can to extend the lead.
Well, this is a perfect example of how you want to run your offense. Disciplined but determined. Nice possession, Greg.
Nowitzki a screen. Passes to Noel. To the paint. Yep, it goes, and the Oklahoma City lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Nowitzki.
Well, incredible looking shot down in the paint. Nowitzki making it look so easy right now.
Outside Anthony. And Dirk Nowitzki gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Screen by Adams. Roberson the pass to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. And the dunk by Robertson.
Russell Westbrook with his head on a swivel. He understands where his guys are at all times.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
The 3 from Barnes. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
2 minutes gone in this third quarter now. Matthews dishes to Smith. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
Boy, what a cold start to the second half for them. Just 1 for 4 from the field so far.
Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line. So Anthony will go to the free throw line. It's going to be on Dennis Smith. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities, and a lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
You know, mark of a great offensive player, gets to the free throw line a ton, and that's Carmelo Anthony right there amongst the career leaders in free throws made.
Noel, a screen on Westbrook. There's a screen by Noel. And Smith with the stuff.
And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Throwing it down that emphatically energizes the whole team, and that can be a huge shift in momentum.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
That's short off the rim.
I'll tell you, it'd be a big help if he could snap out of this cold streak. His shooting has been hurting them.
And it's George missing. Mavericks trail by 8. Barnes outside. Smith wide open. He fires. That 3 off the mark.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
Anthony with the bucket.
You know, you'd be hard-pressed to find many players in the league that are as strong in the mid-range as Melo.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Boy, what about last season for Russell Westbrook? Not only the numbers he put up, but the jaw-dropping plays he delivered, and he helped this Thunder team to a season where many thought they'd be out of the playoff picture. He gets them into the playoffs. Incredible journey.
And here's a look now at the shot chart showing the field goals attempted locations for Barnes.
And this is a bit of a nightmare game for him thus far. Just nothing working, and it has to be affecting his confidence. He just doesn't look like the player he normally is out there, and you can see it in his body language after every missed shot. Boy, this is tough.
Nowitzki a screen, and Matthews kicks to Smith. 6 on the shot clock. That shot is off. Excellent D there from George. And for Westbrook, you have to look at his season in a historical context. It was so great. Doris, his contributions to his team in every facet of the offense, and how much his team depended on him from start to finish.
You're correct, Kevin. And it's not just the average of a triple-double, right? It went beyond that. It was his competitive spirit and a willingness to absorb the loss of an all-time great player, put his team on his back, and get them back to the playoffs. Truly incredible.
Got that one up quick. Matthews has got 10.
That's a terrific looking pull-up jumper from Matthews. So quick on the draw.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. That counts. He's put up 13 shots, and he's had 8 of those go in.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Smith the pass to Barnes. Not really his range, and it's off target.
I'll tell you, that's been the story of this guy's night. He can't get anything to fall.
Here's Westbrook, and stolen by Noel. Outside Matthews. He feeds it to Smith. 3-pointer. Buries the long-range jumper. He's got 12.
Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
The Thunder leading by 6. And here's Westbrook. He's got 16. Adams with the screen on Barnes. Here's George, and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. It's going to be on Nerlens Noel. The Thunder have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Two shots.
That free throw good from George. The one thing we saw with the Thunder last postseason, Doris, is that when Russell Westbrook comes off the floor, this team sometimes lost its direction.
Yeah, but now with Paul George in the fold, it makes sense to stagger their minutes. That way they won't have such a dramatic drop-off if Russell Westbrook leaves the floor.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. And for the Mavericks, clearly the rebuild, Greg, has begun.
Yeah, but they made good use of their picks. They brought in more youth and signed their building blocks. Franchise isn't used to rebuilding, but they are approaching it, I think, the right way.
He dishes it to Robertson. Got a piece of it. Barnes with it. 7 points in the game. Matthews, no one around him. Another 3 for Dallas.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
So here's Westbrook. 16 points for him. Adams dishes to George. And it's George finishing it off.
Yeah, Kev, this is how athletic Paul George is, an absolute monster around the rim.
Here's Smith. Makes it off the glass. Smith's got 7 points here in this quarter. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder.
Well, obviously, the biggest impact Steven Adams has for this team is his ability to be a defensive force in the middle. This guy carves up space, takes away any would-be penetrators, solid rim protection, just an unbelievable guy on the interior.
More on Adams, Doris. Not only is he a shot-blocking presence, but also will come up with a good amount of steals for a big man.
And that's an area, Kev, where Adams has really improved recently. For his size, he's got great agility and great anticipation in the paint. And I like that there's no hesitation to rotate and challenge any player he switches onto.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Felton kicks to Abrinas. Back to Felton. Oklahoma City moving it around. Patterson, the screen. Here's Eustace, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And ran his man straight into the screen and got a clear path to the bucket.
That is how it is done.
Great teamwork. That's something you develop by practicing it over and over again.
Here's Curry, and he comes up with the deuce. Oklahoma City leading by 5. Outside Felton. And it's Abrinas in the corner. Eustace kicks to Abrinas. He can't get that one. And it's Dallas the other way. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Here's Barea, and it's Dallas with another.
I'll tell you, hasn't always been a high percentage shooter, but he's dangerous, and Barea will keep coming at you until you stop him.
Felton kicks to Eustace. Pass to Patterson. Outside Felton. Patterson, the screen. Abrinas. Here we get a moment to view the league's highest scoring teams. 5th on the list, the Thunder.
And how about the year they've had offensively? This is a team that can put points on the board in a hurry. Always fun to watch them play.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops.
It's so fascinating to look back on Thunder history because 3 current players who are dominating the league were together on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. In retrospect, the talent level on that team was unreal.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Mavericks trailed by 5. There's the pick. Pass to Mejri. Dishes it to Barea. Clock at 6. Powell with the screen from deep 3-point range. Barea, no good. And going back to the Thunder teams with the big 3 of Harden, Durant, and Westbrook. And Doris, some bad luck with the Thunder during those seasons.
Well, first and foremost, they ran into a great Miami team in the NBA Finals. Then after Harden left, injuries to both Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook hampered their opportunities. Still, you think back, and if you're an Oklahoma City fan, you can marvel at the collection of talent you once had.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
free throw good from Patterson. Greg, the one thing about Patrick Patterson out of Kentucky, he is a smart basketball player.
Yeah, he's not the best rebounder or shot blocker, but the advanced stats love him, and he gets the job done at both ends of the floor.
And Patterson drops them both.
You know, Kev, I remember when Patrick Patterson was coming out of high school. Major recruiting battle. Every school seemed to want this guy. Duke, Florida, you name it. But the Kentucky Wildcats win again.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. And the pass to Finney Smith. There's the screen. From deep three-point range, Thunder with the rebound. Patterson's got rebound number 7 for him tonight.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
Abrinas kicks to Patterson. Shoots over Powell. The Thunder with another miss. Mavericks trail by 7. Here's Finney Smith. He has 5. Outside Curry. The feed to Powell. Passes to Mejri. Barea, that's a 2-pointer. Another miss by Barea. Oklahoma City leading by 7. Kicks it to Patterson. Barea against Felton. Pass to Abrinas. Got a hand on it. They retain possession. The Mavericks shooting right around 42% from the field since the start of the second half. Finney Smith passes to Powell. Dallas moving it around. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Taking a look here at the numbers for Curry. How's the last month of basketball been for him? First in free throw shooting. And he's a flamethrower from distance. Top 10 in the league in three-point shooting.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season. First free throw is good. And Doris coach Rick Carlisle approaching irreplaceable status in some people's eyes in Dallas.
Well, Kev, NBA coaches are always under pressure. There's no question about that. But for Rick Carlisle and the Dallas organization, there seems to be great comfortability. It doesn't appear to me that Rick Carlisle is going anywhere anytime soon.
That one misses. The Thunder leading by 6. Fires it up. Nice shot by Felton. Felton's got 9. And for the Mavericks, they're shooting 38% from the field. A pretty weak showing for them. Powell with the screen. Barea against Patterson. Barea kicks to Finney Smith. It's Powell on the wing. Right side Curry. Shot off the screen. The rebound by Patterson. Patterson's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Felton against Barea. Pass to Abrinas. And it's off from three-point range. Mavericks trail by 8. To the middle. Here's Powell. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Curry's got 3 assists in the game. Barea against Felton. Feeds it to Collison. There's the 3. It's rebounded by Dallas. Powell's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Well, 2 long-range bombs in the first, but that's stalled out right now.
Barea, the pass to Mejri. Barea kicks to Powell. Right side Curry. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Felton attacking. Here's Patterson. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. He's got 9.
Oh, how about the floater there? Nice drop.
Now here's Curry. There's a good screen. Powell with the screen. And here's Barea outside. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We'll return shortly. Rick Carlisle had some words for his team. Let's hear what he had to say.
It's not always going to be perfect, right? Sometimes we got to scramble and work it out. Got to keep our aggression up.
You heard Rick Carlisle, not looking to make it a pretty game. All he cares about is the results.
And that does often come from hustle. I mean, from pushing the action. We'll see how it plays out.
Just 1 quarter left in regulation. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. On the wings, Curry and Barnes. Then there's J.J. Barea. Then there's Measure. And it's Finney Smith in at the power forward. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. On the wing, Barnes.
And since halftime, he just doesn't have a clue when it comes to shooting.
Misses the 3.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Felton can't get it to go. Mavericks trail by 8. A baseline J, good on the shot. And it's 9 points for Harrison Barnes.
Well, smart enough to know that there's going to be congestion in there when he's attacking. Barnes gets to that in-between game.
Felton kicks to Eustace. Back to Felton. Now the pass to Abrinas. There's the dish to Collison. Just 4 to shoot. Fires for 3. Curry with the defensive effort.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
Yeah, starting to look like it's taking its toll mentally. He doesn't look like himself.
It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Barnes.
I'll tell you, the thing about Barnes, sometimes struggles to create the tight handle he continues to work on, really thrives when it's catch and shoot.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
And the Mavericks looking to go young now around Nowitzki. Unsurprisingly, they've already found some intriguing young prospects.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Nerlens Noel checks in for Measury. Nowitzki comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Wesley Matthews checked in for Curry. And Smith subbed in for J.J. Barea. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to listen to what Billy Donovan said to his team. He told them that for now, they have to back off of the three-point line. He said, we don't have to just shoot threes. Let's get the ball in tight for some high-percentage looks inside the paint. Back to you guys.
I'll tell you what, Smith has one of the best first steps I've seen in a long time. This guy is outstanding in terms of how he explodes.
And for the Mavericks, you look at their young guys, a lot of athleticism, and Greg, an upside already on the roster.
And Mavs fans have to be pleased with what they've done so far. I mean, especially with the selection of Dennis Smith in the draft, who can be a special player at that point guard position. They're making smart moves to kind of revamp this roster.
Well, you really like, Kevin, how Nowitzki scores despite getting hit, just showing how tough he is.
Here's Anthony. And just miss after miss right now. Dallas has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Dishes to Smith. Noel passes to Barnes. There's a screen by Noel. A drive by Barnes. Excellent D there from George.
I don't think the defense is much of a factor there. He just botches the finish.
Passes it to Westbrook. And stolen by Noel. Barnes dishes to Matthews. Smith outside. Over Westbrook. Smith no good.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
Westbrook kicks to Roberson. Over Barnes. And that one goes long. Mavericks have gone 4 of 8 in this 4th quarter, shooting at even 50% from the field. Matthews, no good. The Thunder have gone 0-6 in the fourth quarter. Disastrous start to the period. Anthony's shot is off.
Sometimes you just have an off day, and this is one of those games for him.
Barnes kicks to Smith. Six to shoot. Nowitzki a screen. And it's Smith penetrating. An easy layup after coming off the pick. Smith's got 11 in the second half. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Russell Westbrook is as explosive an offensive player as there is in the NBA, and he's got his rhythm now.
There's a screen by Noel. Barnes passes to Smith. Nowitzki dishes to Barnes. He gets it in there. And the Mavericks lead by 3.
I love how he establishes his post position inside before he converts.
Outside Westbrook. Here's Roberson. No good. That would have tied it.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all. That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
He kicks to Westbrook. Count that one. Westbrook's got 4 points this quarter.
Vital basket there. This is just the time and really just the situation when he looks to take over.
And Matthews kicks to Smith. There's a good screen. He feeds it to Nowitzki. Westbrook with the steal. Anthony against Nowitzki. Over Smith. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Anthony. Westbrook's got 22 points. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 13, so just above 46% on their field goal attempts here in the quarter. Smith dishes to Barnes. And Noel kicks to Barnes. Nowitzki sets a screen for Barnes. Over George. And it falls over the rim and in. 16 points for Harrison Barnes.
What a phenomenal quarter from the field. A great shooting percentage, excellent shots. This is really well done.
Westbrook kicks to George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Wesley Matthews picks one up.
Yeah, Kev, you got to love the penetration by Paul George. He's really quick on his feet, and the defense cannot handle him right now.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. And you watch the Thunder play, and they are just so physical with teams. They will bump you inside and outside and do everything they can do to let you know they are going to lock things down.
Well, look up and down the roster, Kevin, and you're going to see very physical players. Steven Adams and Russell Westbrook set the tone. But you can't expect to play the Thunder and not be needing a little ice bath after the game.
Good on the second free throw.
That will sting a little bit, failing to get the lead when the opportunity was there, but he does tie it up.
Outside Matthews. Nowitzki with the screen on Westbrook. There's a screen by Noel. Matthews left side. From past the arc. The rebound by Paul George. Oklahoma City's gone ice cold from three-point land, 0 of 4 since the start of the final quarter. Outside Westbrook. Outside Anthony. Roberson the pass to Adams. Outside George. Trying to break that ice cold streak, and Anthony lays it in. And the Thunder lead by 2.
Well, that's just great work from Paul George to spot the open man. And at his size, he can see right over the defense.
Here's Barnes. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Smith's got 3 assists tonight.
On the attack, he has that ability, trying to close this one out.
I'll tell you, that's the killer instinct you need to have. You love the attacking mentality near the cup.
Barnes with another miss.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Yeah, that's a surprising miss, Greg. I have a feeling if they get that shot again, they'll knock it down next time.
The shot by Anthony, no good. Here's Matthews from 13 feet. It goes down.
Well, effortlessly connecting on the mid-range jumper thanks to that quick release. Good work by Matthews.
Westbrook dishes to Adams. Westbrook kicks to Roberson. There's the feed to Adams. Oklahoma City moving it around. Puts it up from 12. That shot misses. Good D by Barnes. The Mavericks leading. There's Matthews. And it's Matthews again missing. Westbrook kicks to Anthony. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And last season for Melo was a bit of a circus. A lot of barbs being traded through the media between him and Knicks management. Neither party, Doris, pleased with what was happening, and it was a distraction to his play on the floor.
I think Melo is probably looking forward to putting that behind him. The trade rumors from a season ago didn't help. They certainly took a toll on the New York Knicks, and it's very hard to be a productive player with that much going on outside the confines of the lines.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
Both free throws good from Anthony. Dallas has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Smith kicks to Nowitzki. Matthews with it. Westbrook picks him up. Matthews passes to Nowitzki. Pulled the shot a little up, but the bounce goes his way. Nowitzki's got 4 points this quarter. Oklahoma City trailing. Here's Roberson. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist from Roberson. Roberson's got 4 assists in the game. And for the Mavericks, they're shooting it well here in the fourth quarter, 50%. And Matthews kicks to Smith. Noel tipped back in for 2. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
Oh, the tenaciousness of Nerlens Noel taking over big.
Westbrook, the Mavericks pull it in. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. From 12 feet out, and it comes off the front of the rim. Oklahoma City has gone ice cold from three-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter.
See, I don't think you can teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
Two. Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good, and that narrows the gap to 1.
But you got to love the passion of Paul George. He plays with his heart. I mean, this guy is a standout player who has the drive to be an all-time great.
Both shots good from the strike.
Boy, you have to love his poise at the free throw line. He's never rattled, no matter how much pressure he might be under.
Westbrook against Smith. There's a screen by Noel. Nowitzki outside. Lets it go from deep. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 4th assist in this one. Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 3. 1:39 left to play here in the 4th. A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, Dirk Nowitzki.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hands.
The 3 from Anthony. Good on the triple. Anthony's got 12 points here in the second half.
There's not a doubt in the building who they were going to look for the score, and that's Carmelo Anthony delivering again.
Nobody near Barnes. Kept alive. And that one's good. Noel. And the Mavericks lead by 2.
That's a nice play. You have to read and react in an instant to have success on the offensive glass.
It's stolen by Smith. And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it, the fast break chance, and the dunk by Smith.
I tell you, Smith is the real deal, showing a lot of grit down the stretch in these tight spots. Nothing rattles this guy.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Looking to get it going. Money! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Fearless, decisive, on point.
Which is exactly what you have to be, especially when your team needs a bucket.
There's a screen by Noel. Kicks to Nowitzki. Over Anthony. Sinks it.
Kevin, Dirk lives for these possessions, demands the ball, delivers the big bucket.
And so here is Oklahoma City. 36 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. Out to Anthony. This one for 3. And it's Noel with the rebound.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
A bucket here would give them a bit more room.
True, but no need to rush it. Play smart.
Gets the first, and that puts them up by 5.
And the explosive, athletic nature of Smith's game, really exciting. Just a guy at the point with a ton of upside.
And so he drops them both. It's a 6-point ball game.
Never a doubt on those free throws, and their lead is even more secure.
And whatever play they run has to be quick.
No time to waste. They have to score fast and then foul quickly.
It falls!
This guy is clutch. He's money. The game's in the balance. Russell Westbrook says it's my turn.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in. Here's Oklahoma City. And Robertson has it in the corner. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, you've got to respect Westbrook's ability to find the open spaces. What remarkable vision.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul. So the first one drops, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Well, guys, that'll seal it for sure, right? Terrific job keeping his concentration and knocking those down.
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They trail by 4. 9 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Anthony. Long range from the inbound. That shot no good. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul. First free throw is good, and that puts them up by 5.
Yeah, and I think Wes Matthews, you've got a guy who's a true leader, someone who's not afraid to speak his mind and let his teammates know what's up.
So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game. And so it's Dallas winning this one. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans gave them that emotional boost that was needed down the stretch. This crowd, man, they were electric.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Dirk. Congrats on the win. How were you guys able to hang in there during the second half?
I think we just battled, and that was good for us. I thought that really won us the game down the stretch. We scrambled for each other. We rotated. Got a couple lucky bounces down the stretch, and that always helped.
Luck is the residue of design, and you guys got it done. Thanks, Dirk. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.